Hello students, here we are going to see a simple and very interesting theorem, that is Milliman's theorem. So after reading this statement, like you will get an idea that whether this theorem is related to your Thevenin's theorem. Like after listening this, after reading this statement of your Milliman's theorem, like you can have an idea that whether it is of equal to your Thevenin's theorem. It is some way of related to your Thevenin's theorem. You feel that oh, it is a Thevenin's theorem, but actually it is not exactly a Thevenin's theorem. Here you are having some limitations also in the Milliman's theorem. So let us see some like a statement of Milliman's theorem. The Milliman's theorem states that in any network, if the voltage sources V1, V2, V3 up to Vn in series with internal resistance R1, R2, R3 and Rn in parallel, then sources may be replaced by a single voltage source and in series with a resistance R. What do you mean by this statement? So let us divide one by one. If the voltage source V1, V2, V3 in series with internal resistance R1, R2, R3, let us draw a circuit for this statement. They are telling that the voltage sources V1, V2, V3, Vn. So what is the statement? The voltage sources V1, V2, V3 dash dash Vn in series with internal resistance R1, R2, R3, Rn in parallel. So this total branch is parallel to this branch. This branch is parallel to this branch. It means that they are all connected in parallel. Then this total circuit may be replaced by a single voltage source in series with a resistance R. So this is a statement of your Milliman's. So Milliman's is telling that if a circuit is having n number of voltage sources in series with resistances, you can replace the total network into a single network which contains a single voltage source in series with the resistance. So how to find this V value and how to find this R value? How to find this V value and how to find this R value? Let us see that one. This Milliman's theorem can be applied to your current sources also. At the last we will see for current source. How for the current source, how will be the diagram? Let us see with the voltage sources. So Milliman's theorem is applicable to the voltage sources which are in series with the resistance, while coming to the current sources which are in parallel with the current resistance. So how to find this V value? So always it is not necessary that always you should have positive and negative, positive and negative, positive and negative. You may have in a network or in a problem, here you may have negative or positive. Anything you can have. Here you may have negative, here you may have positive. Here you may have negative, here you may have positive. Negative, positive. So anything is allowed. Positive, negative or negative, positive. Positive, negative or negative, positive. Anything is allowed for voltage source. According to the value, here you have to consider according to the like. So what will be the value of this? How to find this value V? So let us consider the current is I1. Current is I1. The current is supplied is I2. The current supplied by V3 is I3, current supplied by this one is IN. Let us consider this is a point I. This is a I. Here we have to find the V value. So how to find the V value? V is nothing but I into R. V is equal to I into R. What is this I? I is equal to, if I short circuit this one, for time being, if I short circuit this one, the current flowing through this branch is I. Current flowing through this branch is I. What will be this I value? I1 is coming to this node, I2 is coming to this node, I3 is coming to this node, IN is coming to this node. So if I becomes I1, I2, I3 dash dash to IN. But what is I1? I1 is equal to V1 by R1. So I1 is equal to V1 by R1. I2 is equal to V2 by R2. I2 is equal to V2 by R2. So here you can write I is equal to V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 plus V3 by R3. Just we are applying Ohm's law. Here you can write Vn by In. Vn by In. So I is equal to V1 by R1, V2 by R2, V3 by R3, Vn by In. Then what is this R value? So how to find this R value? R is nothing but the equivalent resistance. R is nothing but the equivalent resistance between these two terminals. So according to Thevenin's theorem or by applying the Norton's theorem, how we have find this R value? Just we have short circuited or open circuited. So by short circuiting, here you are having all are the voltage sources. By short circuiting these all voltage sources, how you will get? This is your R1, R2, R3 dash dash Rn. So this is your R1, this is your R2, this is your R3 and this is your Rn. So if I want to find the equivalent resistance between these two terminals, then 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 dash dash 1 by Rn, because they are all in parallel. So 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So you can write this V is equal to I into R. You can write I by 1 by R also you can write. I by 1 by R, which becomes your I into R only. So what is this I? I is equal to V1 by R1. So V is equal to I equal to V1 by R1 plus V2 by R2 dash dash Vn by Rn. Then what about your 1 by R? Already we got 1 by R. 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1, 1 by R2 dash 1 by Rn. So here you can write 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 dash 1 by Rn. So how to find this V value? Just simply substitute V is equal to, this V is nothing but you are given V1 value and respect to R1 value, V2 value, R2 value, Vn value, Rn value, and they may give negative and positive also. So here you can consider positive or negative, positive or negative, positive or negative, positive or negative. Only the positive polarity or negative polarity is applied to voltage only, not to the resistance. Only you will get change in the numerator, not in the denominator, but because the denominator is a resistance value. So according to the polarity, here you have to consider positive value or negative value for your voltage. So let us conclude this Milliman's theorem. How to find? This is the derivation. How to find your V value and I value? So simply you can write. After seeing the problem, no need to do this all things. Simply you can write V is equal to this V. This is your V and this is your R. V is equal to plus or minus V1 by R1 plus or minus V2 by R2 plus or minus V3 by R3, which is equal to Vn by Rn, which is equal to Vn by Rn. This is your I by V is equal to I into R. So 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 dash to 1 by Rn. In some books you will find G1 also. G is nothing but conductance. Conductance is equal to reciprocal of your resistance. It means that I can write this as a plus or minus V1 into G1 plus or minus V2 into G2 plus or minus V3 into G3 dash dash plus or minus Vn into Gn by what is 1 by R1? G1. So here I can write G1 plus G2 plus G3 dash to Gn. But what is G? G is equal to reciprocal of your resistance. So in competitive examination, sometimes if they have asked you a question, a theory question on Milliman's theorem, so they'll give you the equation that V is equal to V1 by R1, V2 by R2, V3 by R3, Vn by Rn, and 1 by R1, 1 by R2, 1 by R3, 1 by Rn. Sometimes they'll give you in terms of conductance also. V1 into G1 is equal to V1 by R1. So don't get confused. So if they have given in terms of conductance, the conductance should be multiplied with the voltage. If they have given in terms of the resistance should be divided. That is, you have to divide the voltage with the resistance. So let us see a problem. You will get a clear idea. Let us take a problem which is asked in 2019 GATE examination for Triple branch. What type of question they have asked? Here we are going to see a question which is asked in GATE 2019 EE branch. 2019 EE branch. So they are given a question like this. They have asked you to find some current. So they are given something like a circuit like one resistor over here, one more resistor, one more resistor, one more resistor, one more resistor, and they have connected to some sources, positive, negative, some positive, negative, some negative, positive, some negative, positive. So this is your positive polarity, negative polarity, positive polarity, negative polarity, negative polarity, positive polarity, negative polarity, and positive polarity. And the values they have given are, this is 200 volts and this is 160 volts and this is 100 volts and this is 80 volts, and they have given the values like 50 ohms, 40 ohms, and this is 25 ohms, and this is 20 ohms, and this is also they are given 20 ohms. They have asked you to find the current flowing through these 20 ohms by using Milliman's theorem. So they have asked you to find the current flowing through these I ohms. They didn't specify anything, just use Milliman's theorem or Thevenin's theorem or anything. Just they have asked you to find the current flowing through these 20 ohms. So after seeing this question only, you have to get an idea, Okay, by applying Milliman's theorem, it makes my problem easy. So this, by using Milliman's theorem, this total circuit, you can replace this total circuit. You can replace except this 20 ohms, this total circuit, how it is like? It is stating your Milliman's theorem. The voltage sources in series with the resistance are connected in parallel. Some 4 voltage sources in series with the some 4 resistance are connected in parallel. You can replace this total circuitry with a resistance in series with a voltage source. Here you can connect your resistor, that is 20 ohms. What is our duty? We have to find this V value and your R value. How to find this V value? V is equal to, already we have seen the formula, that is plus or minus V1 by R1 plus or minus V2 by R2. So what is this? So for your convenience, let us see the top polarity, positive, positive, negative, negative. So with respect to the top polarity, let us consider this is your top, this is your upper polarity of your voltage source. So here it is a positive, let us consider this is positive, plus 200 by 50 plus 160 by 40. Here the topmost polarity, that is of your upper polarity, is your, for 100 is minus, so minus 100 by 25. Here it is minus 80 by 20. This is I value. Next 1 by R1, 1 by 50 plus 1 by 40 plus 1 by 25 plus 1 by 20. Anybody just tell me, just recall why we have considered positive to your 200, negative to 100. Here the upper polarity is your positive, positive, for 100 it is negative and for 80 it is negative. So 54 ja. 44 160, 25 4 100, 24 100. So here you will get some value, but in the numerator only you got 4 plus 4 8, 4 minus 4 8, 8 minus 8 0. So the numerator is 0, no need to find your denominator value. So here the V value is 0. So simply we can say that the Thevenin's, that is of your voltage source value, the single voltage source value is, here we got V is equal to 0. V equal to 0 volt. So is there any need to find this R value? How to find this R value? 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 dash dash 1 by Rn. Is there any need to find R value? No, because the V is 0 value, then what will be the I value? I is equal to, we'll write I is equal to something, total voltage by total resistance something, R plus 20. But what is this V? V is equal to 0. The numerator is 0. What is the need to find your denominator value? So here current through the 20 ohms is 0 amperes. Current through the 20 ohms is 0 amperes. So this is a way they have asked. So without using the Milliman's theorem also you can find. By using the Thevenin's theorem you can replace this total circuit with as a VTH and RTH, but it takes more time. You can do with the Norton's theorem also, by that is of your short circuiting current, by finding your short circuit current ISH and RN. And without using the theorems also you can find by using the superposition theorem. So it takes so much time. Like here you are having a 4 voltage sources, so at a time you have to consider single voltage source. Here you have to find single voltage response value, something like I1, I2, I3, I4, if you have to do summation. You can do with the nodal analysis and you can do with the mesh analysis, but it is not asked in the classroom. Just find the I value. This is a question asked in the examination. So in the exam, the given circuit may be simplified in n number of ways, but the selection is very important. The selection is very important. Which technique or which theorem I need to use? Which theorem I need to use? By using that theorem, which makes my work very easy. That is a very important thing in examination. That is a wise decision is very important. That is the easiest path you have to select. So among this all available options, the Milliman's theorem only gives you a solution very easily and very quickly. So without knowing the if you don't know the Milliman's theorem, what you will do? You'll go with some superposition or some nodal analysis or mesh analysis. But it takes so much time. But they have given only 1 hour. Only a limited time they will allot you for each question. So within the limited time, in the less time, you have to complete your examination. So that's why the proper selection of your technique, selection of your theorem is very important while solving any question in the exam. So let us see one more problem.
Here you have a voltage source. This is 10 volts and this is 2 ohms and this is 3 ohms and this is your 5 ohms and this is your 20 volts. So they have asked you to find the current flowing through this 3 ohms.
Current flowing through this 3 ohms. So if you observe, except this branch, if you observe the voltage source in series with, you can draw the circuit like this also. You can draw the circuit like a resistance plus or minus 10 volts, here a resistance, here one more resistance plus or minus 20 volts. Here this is your 2 ohms, here this is your 3 ohms, here this is your 5 ohms. If this circuit RHS path circuit resembles your LHS circuit, yes, absolutely. So if you observe, it is like with the help of Milliman's theorem, can I possible to find I value? It is very easy to find. So I want to find this current through this 3 ohms. So by applying Milliman's theorem, the circuit changes to this is V and this is your R. Here you have to connect your 3 ohms. Here you have to connect your 3 ohms. Then how to find your V value? How to find V? So V is equal to 10 by, that is V1 by R1, plus or minus. So no issues. So 10 by 2 plus 20 by 5 by 1 by 2 plus 1 by 5, which is equal to 10 by 2. 10 by 2 is 5 and 20 by 5 is 4, and 1 by 2, 1 by 5, that gives you LCM is 10, and this is your 5 and this is your 2, so which gives you 9 by 7 by 10, that multiplied with the 2, that is of 90 by 7. So here you got V is equal to 90 by 7 volts. Now let us find your R value. Now let us find with R value. Then 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 is 1 by 2, 1 by R2 is 1 by 5, which gives you 10, 2 5 ja, 5 2 ja, so that is your 7 by 10. Then 1 by R is equal to 7 by 10. Then R is equal to 10 by 7. Then R becomes 10 by 7. So here you got R is equal to 10 by 7. It means that simply here you can draw like this. One resistor, one voltage source, and here you are having a resistance. Here this is your V value, that is your 90 by 7, and this is your R value is 10 by 7, and this is your 3 ohms. Now I want to find this I value. I is equal total current is equal to total voltage is 90 by 7 and total current resistance is 10 by 7 plus 3, which is equal to 90 by 7. 7 3 is 21, that is your 31 by 7. 7 7 gets cancelled, which gives you 90 by 31 amps. 90 by 31 amps. So this is the current flowing through this your 3 ohms, that is your 90 by 31 amps. Like this we have to apply Milliman's theorem to find voltages or currents. You can find, if you know the current, it is possible to find the voltage. If you know the voltage and current, it is possible to find your current also. You can apply Milliman's theorem to the circuit which may have current sources also. So till now we have seen if the circuit contains voltage sources. So what is the statement if we are having a voltage source in series with the resistance replaced with a voltage source in series with the resistance. Similarly, here how we are having, here we are having a current source. We are having a current source in parallel with the resistance. For voltage source we are consider in series with the resistance and the combination is in parallel. But here the current source in parallel with the resistance, that is of current source I1, I2, I3, I4 dash IN in parallel with Rn, R1, R2, R3, R4 dash Rn in series, then the sources are replaced with a single voltage source. Then sources are replaced with a single voltage source in parallel with a resistance. This is your I and this is your R. For voltage source, how we have considered? R in series with your voltage in series with the resistance. If we are having voltages in series with the resistance, if I have currents in parallel with the resistance, then all n number of current sources are replaced with a single current source in parallel with a resistance. So this is a statement for Milliman's theorem in the case of current sources. The total thing is replaced with a current source in parallel to resistance. So this is the equivalent circuit. Let us draw one more time. A current source in parallel with a resistance. This is your I value and this is your R value. Now here our work is to find I value. What will be the I value and what will be the R value? How we have to find this R value? So according to Ohm's law, I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R. So in series you will get different voltages. But what is V? V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3 plus V4 plus dash Vn. But what is V1? V1 is equal to I1 into R1 plus I2 into R2 plus I3 into R3 dash to In into Rn. Let us substitute in the place of, this is your V. So V is equal, this is your V is equal to I1 into R1, I2 into, just substitute here. By substituting here you will get V is equal to I1 into R1 plus I2 into R2 plus I3 into R3 dash In into Rn by what is this R? R is equal to equivalent resistance. So how you will get equivalent resistance? Let us see that one also. So to find equivalent resistance, it is of current source. Just we need to open the current source. If I open this current source, to get equivalent resistance, then these all resistors are in series. Now tell me how they are all? They are all in series, because R1 is connected to R2, is connected to R3, is connected to R4. So they are in series. So here R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 dash dash to Rn. So from this we can conclude that I is equal to V1, sorry, I is equal to I1 into R1 plus I2 into R2 plus I3 into R3 dash dash IN into Rn by R1 plus R2 plus R3 dash dash Rn. Then R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3 dash dash Rn. So this is the way we have to apply Milliman's theorem in the case of current sources. For voltage sources, we have to consider V1 by R1. For current sources, I1 into R1, I2 into R2, I3 into R3, dash to IN into Rn. Here also you may get different like the directions. You may have I1, this is your towards your right hand side. Some currents you may get in opposite polarity also. Some currents you may get opposite polarity also. So let us consider, if I assume this direction is positive, I need to consider this value, this I2 as a negative. This I3 is in the same direction of your I1, so positive. This is negative, so plus or minus I1 plus or minus I2 plus or minus I3 dash plus or minus IN. Here also you have to consider positive or negative value for your currents according to the direction towards, like just you can consider, like for time being just consider one current direction, according to that current direction decide other current directions, other current values according to their direction. So like this we have to apply Milliman's theorem to your current sources. Thank you. We'll see some problems in the next class.